Hey guys, in today's video, we're checking out a really cool battery-powered PA speaker that has two wireless built into the speaker. Really cool setup. This is the Bose S1 Pro Plus. So it has three different channels for inputs, one of which can be Bluetooth. But like I said, you can pair two different wireless devices to it, either guitar or a microphone, and the wireless transmitters actually pair to the speaker itself. The speaker is the receiver. You don't need a separate receiver or anything. The transmitters connect directly to the speaker. It's really cool. It has built-in effects and EQ on each channel. It has live stream mode where you can connect USB-C into it and then connect and record direct from the speaker. That's also really cool. I haven't seen that before. It has an app for controlling more. You can save different scenes. It's a really cool design, really well thought out, especially that wireless. I love that part about this system, and I've been using it for the last couple of gigs that I've done, and I'm going to share if this is something that could be right for you. So I do want to say many thanks to Sweetwater for sending this over for review for the channel. All the opinions in this video are my own. I've been using it. I enjoy the speaker. I'm going to continue to use it. If I didn't like the speaker, I wouldn't put it on my channel. Purchase links to purchase from Sweetwater will be down below in the description if you decide that the speaker is right for you. So don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more music tech tutorials and gear reviews like this in the future, and let's go ahead and get started. Right off the bat, I'm just going to say I am just getting over a head cold, but this is the only time I'm able to film because I have a bunch of gigs this weekend. So here's Head Cold Scott going over the setup and the controls. So here's the speaker right here. I have it sitting on top of a pole for this demo. However, do just keep in mind it does have a way to tilt back, and also has the way to tilt back on its side, kind of like a monitor. So you can use this in multiple different ways, which is a really cool design about it. But here on the back is where you have access to basically all the controls. You can plug in power and use this just as a regular speaker. However, I'm going to be using it portably because it has that built-in battery, and you do charge it by just plugging it in there as well. You have access to your three different inputs up here, and you can see hiding in here are the two wireless receivers, which is really cool. So the wireless can be stored in there, and that's how it pairs and charges. Really, really cool design. You also do get a line out if you want to pair it to another speaker, and I'll go over the USB ports here in a minute. So go ahead and turn it on, and I'll show you some of the controls. So it's really intuitive how each of them work. You have the three knobs for each of the three different inputs. So right now it's set to volume, so just adjust the knob to turn it up or turn it down. To switch to one of the other menus, push the button in. So now you can see I'm adjusting the treble, turn it up or turn it down. Push it again, now I can control the bass. Push it again, I can control how much reverb. And I get control over these on each of the three different inputs. Really intuitive design. I mean, you really don't need a manual to figure that out. It's pretty cool. You do have a way to get to more advanced features if you hold the button. So you can see it'll say press and hold, and it'll bring it up this additional menu. I personally like going over these in the app, so I'm going to go over these when I get to the app part of the video. But you do get some cool features in here. So with this third input, you can either go 1/4 inch in, 3.5 millimeter in, or you can do Bluetooth as well. So to pair with Bluetooth, just hold the Bluetooth button. It'll start blinking, and then you can use your phone or whatever you're trying to connect to. It comes up as the Bose S1 Pro Plus, and now you are streaming music to input 3, and you can get control over the volume on that, just like you do all the other inputs. Very easy to set up. Okay, so now for the coolest part, in my opinion, the built-in wireless. So you can do this with either an XLR one or a 1/4 inch one. I have one of each, and the coolest thing about it is that the wireless receivers live in each of these little slots right here. So I have the XLR one in the top, and I have the 1/4 inch one in the bottom. That's how you pair them, and that's also how you charge them, which is really cool. So I've put the XLR in on this top one. Now it is paired to input 1, and it also charges in there when it's not being used, which is so cool. So I'm going to connect it just to a standard SM58. Remember that I've connected to an SM58 for something in a little bit. Push the power button right here. Takes a minute. And you can see once the blue light is on, that means it is connected. And now when I talk into it, you see the meter up here. So obviously if it's green, that's good. If it's yellow, that means it's getting hot. And if it's red, that means it's clipping, which is also really nice that it gives you an indicator on each of them. I can turn it up or turn it down and adjust the reverb and so on and so forth. You can see that it has paired with the speaker because you'll see the little transmitter icon in the upper right of the channel that I've connected to. You are also able to change this to a line input as well. So if you hold both the power and the mute button, you'll see it brings up a little line icon up here in the upper right underneath the transmitter icon, so you can set it appropriately. And obviously you have a mute on the wireless itself if you need to mute it really quick. Really cool design. I love that it lives in here and then it charges in here. Very, very cool. So when I'm done, I'm just going to take it off, put it back in, and now it's going to charge in there. Really cool. And again, here's the same thing with a 1/4 inch adapter for like guitar and bass and stuff like that. Same exact idea. Everything's the same with that. This one is just paired to input 2, especially if you're like an acoustic solo with just guitar and vocals or something like that. This is the absolute perfect setup for you. Really cool design. I love that. So there's two USB ports on here as well. This USB-A port is actually used for charging your phone or tablet or something like that. So you can see I'm going to plug in my phone here and you can see it's charging my phone. Very cool. Now this USB-C input here, this is really crazy. You can connect this speaker to your computer and use it basically as an audio interface. So you can listen to what's going on your speaker, but you can also record that audio directly to your computer. So you have to go in here and set live stream mode on this third one in order to enable that. And I'm going to plug in a USB-C cable into my computer, and you can see that in my case, Logic finds the Bose system as an audio interface. Really cool. That's a really cool design. I haven't really seen that before. So very, very smart setup. I like that. Okay, and like I mentioned, there is an app that you can download and you can control more of the speaker with it. So first of all, you have your 3 channels right here, and you can see when I, adjust the volume of channel 1, you can see the volume on the speaker actually moving up as well. If I change the treble, you can see that moving up and down on the speaker as well. So just like the normal controls that we just had. You can see the actual battery life down here at the bottom, although you do get that on your speaker as well. You can see that mine has been used because I've been using it quite a bit. You can also mute the audio very easily. This tone match is really cool. I'll show you that here in a second. Clicking this button down here, you can actually save a scene. So if you have it as for like an acoustic set for one show, and then you use it as just Bluetooth streaming for another show, and then you use it as a monitor for another show, you could save it as different scenes and reload all of your settings, which is really cool. So I can just name this like acoustic. I'll just name it acoustic demo or something like that. And next time I'm playing an acoustic show, I can just reload it, which is really cool. Zero board will zero out the board. So that'll basically reset it. So just make sure you don't accidentally hit that because that'll reset everything back to normal. You can see it says your board has been reset. Kind of wish it would give you a, do you want to do this? That's kind of one thing I wish that this thing would have. So go into your settings right here so you can update the firmware. You have this low power standby mode if you need to. There is a dual wireless streaming, so I don't have 2 of these, so I can't do this, but you can actually stream to 2 different Bose systems over Bluetooth, which is pretty cool. And you can set it so that it's in dual mono, or you can set it to left-right stereo, which is pretty cool. But one of my favorite things here is the EQ setting, the tone match. Like I mentioned, the tone match earlier. So for channel 1, I'm going to click channel 1, and that's what I have for a microphone. And it gives you all these options of different microphones on different well-known microphone systems. So I plugged mine into the Shure SM58. So if I set it to the Shure SM58, it is set to a good tone to be used with that microphone, which is really cool. So let's go to the second channel. So this is the one that has my guitar. So if I wanted to plug in my Taylor acoustic guitar, I could scroll down to Taylor and pick my acoustic guitar that I have and set it to tone match so that it sounds good with my Taylor guitar. Really cool. They've definitely thought of a lot of things with this setup, and I really like that. Also, just FYI, this sub EQ button is if you want to use this with a subwoofer, and it'll basically shelf out everything below a certain frequency. But that's mostly it with the app. It's nice that they have that. Really quickly, the important specs. So the total power is 150 watts. Frequency response is 70 hertz up to 16 kilohertz. The weight of this thing is only 14.4 pounds. It's very light, very easy to carry. And the battery life is 11 hours. If you're interested in any of the other specs, go ahead and pause the screen now. Okay, so as far as price, so as of shooting, it's listed at $699 for the speaker just itself, and you can get each of the wireless transmitters for $149 each. There is a pack that you can get that has both of them together, and that's $997. Or if you just want just the XLR one, that one's going to be $848. So purchase links to all of these will be down below in the description where you can purchase them from Sweetwater so you can get the combination that you need specifically. Also, if you do need to replace the battery or have a spare battery, that it will also be linked down below as well, because that's $149. But all of that will be linked down below. Okay, so my experience with this, I've used it at 3 different gigs. I used it once with the Duo as just like the main speaker, and I used the portable wireless XLR as a transmitter from my mixer to the speaker. So literally nothing was connected to the speaker. It was just on a pole and nothing else was connected to it. Really cool. I also used it in another gig with my band, with my trio, where I set it kind of in the front of the stage, kind of up like a monitor, but it was faced towards the crowd. It kind of is a spot where the crowd kind of misses some of the audio just based on where the speakers are set. So we have been setting a speaker there just for people who are closer to the band so they can hear a little bit more, and it's worked awesome there as well. I also did it with an acoustic set that I did with my Duo again, but this time I used the wireless as my own microphone. So my mic went into input 1, and then I used the mixer to mix everything else and then sent that over to input 2. So I actually used the wireless microphone. And it worked great. This system is awesome. It sounds good. It's easy to control. Like I said, it's so intuitive and it sounded great. It worked awesome. So I definitely think it's a good system. So the only con that I can think of with this system is that the two wireless systems operate in 2.4 gigahertz. I have a whole video dedicated to 2.4 gigahertz. 2.4 gigahertz is going to work more times than it doesn't. It just depends on the area that you're in. Best piece of advice is to keep 2.4 gigahertz wireless products away from Wi-Fi routers. That's a really big one, but check out my video if you want to find out more about it. Again, it still works completely. I just wish that they would have chosen something a little bit different than 2.4 personally. Speaking of, if you're playing guitar with it and you want to use the wireless guitar system, there is actually a way that you can use this as an effects loop. So it's pretty cool. You can still use the wireless into your guitar and still go to your pedals. So it acts as an effect loop. So Bose has a video about how to set that up on their channel. So I will link to that down below if you're interested in checking that out. Really cool. They've really just thought of a lot of things with this system. I really like it. I think this is great for anyone who needs a portable battery-powered speaker. Obviously, a speaker this size is not for massive venues or something like that, but for small and mid-sized venues, it's awesome. My Duo, it's been great. You know, I've played at bars with my 90s cover band. It's been awesome. So it definitely works very well. Very lightweight, easy to carry around. It gets loud enough for sure. If you just need music for like a party or camping or something like that, definitely a good choice. Busking, it's definitely a no-brainer in my opinion, especially with those wireless in it. Using it as a floor monitor, just having it as a monitor is a great option as well. If you're using it with direct rigs like Helix, Fractals, or Kempers or something like that, and you want a floor wedge, that's an awesome option for this. Overall, I think it's just an awesome system, and purchase links will be down below in the description if you think that this system is right for your setup. So I hope that helped you guys out. If you guys found this video helpful, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button. It does a ton to help out my channel, and I would appreciate it. Again, purchase links to purchase from Sweetwater will be down below in the description, and I'll leave links for all the different combinations so that you can get the right one that works for you. Again, many thanks to Sweetwater for sending this over. So I'm going to link to some of my recent videos that I did at the end screen if you want to check out some more music gear and tutorial videos and reviews. So check out those videos by clicking the links on your screen now. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to follow me on social media at Instagram, especially at Scott Yule Music. I'm on the other ones, but mostly on Instagram. I post a lot about my shows on my stories on Instagram, so be sure to follow me there. Thank you guys again for watching. Leave a comment down below if you have any other gear that you want me to check out to review for the channel. Thank you guys again for watching, and I'll see you next time.